Hi, Coach. It's Donovan's been sick, and then Robert is day to day. So, do you think Hansen will be playing more minutes for this game?
Well, we'll see how the game goes, but there's more chance for him to play for sure.
And then with the develop that Hansen has so far since day one, how do you rate Hansen's improvement from here? Because that was the place, that's the city that actually the whole NBA kind of know him from the draft combine in Chicago, right? And after 9 months, and how do you see him develop as right now?
So Hansen is being he changed his body already. Like the composition of his body. He's leaner. He's stronger. Um, he's learning English. He's learning the pace of the NBA. He's learning how we play. He's learning how the other players play the game and what he needs to do to be an effective player. Now, everything takes time. Um, it's a big, I would say, a big shock for a player like him. Culture, language, basketball, speed. So we got to be patient with him, and I think he's on the right path. Um, he's going to have minutes here and there. I understand there's a lot of expectations for him, but we are doing our best to give him the best platform to succeed in this league. So I understand the expectations, but also we have to be patient.
Do you feel the pressure because the high expectation from others? Do you feel a little bit pressure because a lot of reporters like me ask you the question constantly about Hansen, even though sometimes he didn't get any minutes to play?
No, but I don't. It's not a pressure. I understand. I mean, it's a great thing to have. A country behind you, and I didn't have that experience, but it got to be awesome to have a lot of people supporting you. But like I said, we are doing our best to make Hansen succeed in this league. We drafted him, we believe in him, and so he's one of ours, and we want the best for him for sure.
How do you see Hansen handle the pressure by himself?
Yeah, it's not easy. He's in a different country, a young man. I think you know it takes time. I came like I can talk to my experience. I came to a different country just like him, a little older. I was a little bit more mature. He you just got to do it a little early and figure it out. It's just part of this job.
Thank you.
One of the strategic debates in the NBA right now is about whether to foul up three or kind of play out at the end of games when you're up by 3 points and you lead the league in fouls up three. You're obviously a proponent of that strategy, and I'm wondering, what is your philosophy, your thinking, and have you always felt that way, or is that more of a recent development in your own thinking?
Of course, I being raised in the European basketball where I would say 98% of the coaches over there foul up three. It's also a different league where you don't have as many timeouts. It's different. I would tell you this. It's different. The timeouts is a big thing. But number wise, when you talk to analytical people, it also says that depending on the time of the clock, it makes sense to foul. Now, there's different variations, free throw shooters, timeouts left. Um, and honestly, I think we did a good job in those situations, like when we had to foul and um, yeah.
Is that something you practice, like making sure you foul so you don't, foul in the act of shooting, or talk about the right kind of way to do that, or do you trust the guys in the moment that they know how to foul smartly?
So there is situations where you practice, yeah. Especially like before the season starts, where you play with the clock on and you put 2 minutes on the clock, and you basically play all those situations a couple times per practice. But you got to make sure you players know that that's our strategy. The most vet guys, they understand it. The young guys, we got to explain. Listen, you cannot foul in a shooting motion. You try to have your most experienced players out there to foul in the right moment. Like I said, I think overall in my career, every time we foul, most of the times we won. Sometimes we didn't, and they made shots and went to the overtime. But that just I gut feeling. The numbers. When you ask analytical people in our team, in other teams that I've been part of, also said that you should foul. But people have different beliefs and feelings and experiences sometimes with that situation.
When you talk about that execution, I know there was one play earlier this year where I think you were probably intending to foul, and there was like a weird deflection, and then DeRozan hit a three to, I think, send it to overtime. Did that almost like reaffirm your belief, like we do need to foul because
Exactly.
we don't want to give them the chance?
Yeah, I mean those are one of those, right? Like we try to foul the ball, some kind of like the Rosen got the ball at the corner. In that situation, you cannot foul anymore because he's already like catching the ball in a shooting motion, though. So, part of the game too.